My name is Felipe Oliva, and today I'm going to be talking about the World Cup. The reason why I'm going to be talking about the World Cup is because this year there's a World Cup in Qatar. And in 2026, the World Cup is going to be moving to the United States, Mexico, and Canada for the year. So I would like you to be informed. First, I'm going to start with a story about Andres Escobar, who played for the Colombian national team in the 1994 World Cup. 10 days later, after playing in the World Cup, he was killed by an angry fan because he scored an own goal against his own team that costed them the cup. The cup is such a big deal in some countries and some parts of the world that people are willing to kill over it. My purpose today is to inform about the history of the tournament, the financials associated with the tournament, inform about the upcoming World Cup, and about the future of the competition. First, I want to start off by giving you a statistic. A combined 3.572 billion viewers, more than half of the global population, aged over 4 years old, tuned into the world's football ultimate competition in 2018. The purpose of the World Cup is to showcase the best players and countries on a global stage. It determines what country has the best football team, and it started in 1930 by FIFA president Jules Rimet. It was hosted in Uruguay. It went from a 13-team competition to now a 32-team competition, and in 2026, when it comes to us, it will be a 48-team competition. Uruguay became the first champions after defeating Argentina 4-2. Here, I'm going to take a little bit of a misdirection and talk about 1940 to 1950. There was 10 years, and these were the only years that there was not a consecutive World Cup. From those years, the Second World War was going on, so there was no country willing to host it and no country willing to travel anywhere due to the circumstances. Now, forwarding a little bit, about 30 years, in the 1980s, there was an incident. In the 1986 World Cup, Diego Maradona scored 2 goals to tie it up with England in the final. It was 2-2 with about 10 minutes to go, and here came the famous Diego Maradona and scored with his hand to put the Argentinians up 3-2. It was not realized that he scored with his hand until pictures that showed the goal after. It showed him scoring with his hand, and this was called La Mano de Dios. La Mano de Dios is what gave Argentina their 3-2 victory, and Diego Maradona's legacy was cemented with that. And also, he was a great soccer player, but that's what he's known for. Now moving on to the 21st century, we're going to start with the 2002 World Cup. It had joint hosts between South Korea and Japan. Then 4 years later, it moved to Germany, where the Italians won the World Cup in a heated battle in the final with the French, which went to penalties. After 120 minutes and 10 penalties later, the Italians were winners of the World Cup. Now, we move to the 2010 South Africa World Cup. This was the first cup on African soil where the Spanish were held champions. They won the whole tournament and the cup that was the first to be on African soil. In the 2014 Brazil World Cup, there was 2 innovations that hit the sport of soccer. The goal line technology, and then every 30 minutes there was a cooling break because of the harsh temperatures near the Amazon. Then we move on to 2018 to the Russia World Cup, which is the most recent World Cup, and where VAR was introduced. It's a video assistant referee, and it has come up with a lot of hate and a lot of love. A lot of people are 50-50 because their teams might lose because of it and their teams might win because of it. But overall, it was a good futuristic move for FIFA to implement over all the leagues. Now, we're moving to the 2022 Qatar World Cup, and there's an innovation with it. It might not seem like much, but Ever since it started, the World Cup was always in the summertime. Now, since it's going to be held in Qatar, it's going to be the first time ever that it will be in the winter time. In 2026 also, it will be held between Mexico, Canada, and the United States. All three nations will have the job of hosting the World Cup. The top three ever goal scorers in the World Cup are Miroslav Klose, Ronaldo, and Jared Muller. The most titles ever are held by Brazil, which they have had 5 in their whole history. The financials of the World Cup adds to about 10 billion to the host economy every time it's held, and FIFA makes about 2 billion profit from each cup. Although it's very profitable, the countries that hold it go through major risks of having so many people come over, so they have to hire security and remodel to make it a welcome visit for everybody. The present and the future of the Cup are in Qatar. Qatar is going to be the first in the Middle East to hold the Cup. It's going to be the first in the winter time. And now, in 2026, it's going to go from a 32-team World Cup to a 48-team World Cup, and how it's been for the last 40 years. It's going to be a big innovation for fans to watch. Who will win? A big favorite to win are Brazil and Argentina, 2 South American giants, and also the French. But who will win? You will find out if you tune into Qatar this year. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and you get to tune in for 2022. And then if you get the chance, come to a match in 2026 in your own hometowns. Thank you.